Hey everyone, and welcome to Isms by Josie. Today we're going to be continuing part 2 of this video series, making the reindeer. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much for tuning in. And for my new viewers, please consider subscribing, share, hit that like button, leave a comment below, and click on that notification bell for future videos. So today we're going to continue doing this Christmas character crochet pattern kit from HEJIN. If you've not seen the part 1 video, go check that out. I'm going to be leaving a link in the description box below. But let's continue the reindeer, you guys. I'm just going to flip forward to where we left off. We had just completed the antlers. I did the one antler and then I did the other one off camera. We do also have our head of the reindeer. So let's continue with the next step, which will be creating the ears. So in this video, we're going to be doing the ears, the nose, and the assembly. Okay, so for the ears, we're going to need the mustard yellow yarn as they have it, and I have it right here. And we're going to be making a magic loop again. So I will be redoing all these steps since this is a new video. But you're going to want to wrap this yarn twice over your finger. Have a little excess piece. Pin it down with your middle finger. And then we're going to grab our hook. Slip it under these pieces. We're going to pull this one through these two here. So let that hook on there, drag it under the two loops. So we have this loop here. We're going to yarn over and pull that through the loop. And here we have a closed off magic loop. You can slip that off your finger. And then we can start making our rounds. So for round 1, we have to do 5 single crochet stitches in the magic loop. And we're going to keep track of where we are by using the safety pin that comes with this kit. Before we start the round, we have to build the height of the round. So we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to do 5 single crochet stitches into the magic loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, into the magic loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, into the magic loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, 2 more times, into the magic loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, into the magic loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So now that we have 5, we're going to close off the magic loop by pulling this end piece a little bit at a time to see which of the front and back loops start pulling. And then the front loop is pulling. So now I'm going to take this front loop, I'm going to pull out the end on this side to make this back loop disappear. And that's why they call it the magic loop. So just keep pulling that side until that back loop disappears entirely. So now that that back loop is gone, we can pull on this end piece to make the front loop disappear. And now that that's gone, we can do a slip stitch. So I'm going to count back 5 single crochet stitches to do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stick your hook into the 5th stitch, front and back loops. Yarn over and pull through all loops. And then we're going to mark off where we just made that stitch by putting this marker in the front and back loops. And then we can move on to round 2. Round 2 says we have to increase 5 times to make 10 stitches. So pretty much in every stitch. Again, to get up to the round, we have to build the height. So let's yarn over and chain 1. And let's do an increased stitch in every in each of those 5 stitches. Into the next stitch, single crochet, single crochet. So we have 2. Next stitch, 3, 4. Into the next stitch, 5, 6, into the next stitch, 7, 8. Let's remove this marker. We have to do this one more time, the increasing stitch. Okay. Into the next stitch, 1, 2. So now we can count back 10 and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do a slip stitch. I'm going to put a marker at that last stitch we made. And then I'm going to flip it inside out. Make sure the nice side flips out. Alright, so then now for rows 3 through 4, the next 2 rows, we're going to do 10 single crochet stitches. We're going to slip stitch end and fasten off with long tail. We're going to fold the part in half and work with 1 slip stitch to the other side of the ear to fix them in a folded position. Okay, so let's do that. Let's do 2 more rows, each one with 10. Build the height, chain 1, and let's do 10 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can remove this marker. I'm going to count back 10 and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we're going to do row 4. We're going to build the height for the round. And we're going to do 10 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to remove the marker. We're going to count back 10, and then we're going to do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Slip stitch. And then we have to have a long tail. And then we're going to fasten off. I'm going to yarn over, pull this all the way through. Okay. So fold part in half. I mean, I guess it already is. Do they mean this way? It's insane. Alright, folding it in half. I don't know. This is confusing. Like, fold it in half this way. I don't understand. Alright. I guess fold it in half this way. Ah, okay. I got it. So you have your little tube here. We're going to fold it in half. I want to tuck this guy, this excess piece, inside. We're going to use the long tail one. So we have it folded in half here, right? I'm going to fold it in half like this. But I'm going to do it. It doesn't really specify. It shows it in an illustration, but I can't really tell what that means. So I'm going to stick my hook into, see how it's creased? I want to stick it into this back one here and into the front way. Right? And then I'm going to do the same on this side, front to back. So that's folded in half, as you see there. Then I want to grab this, yarn over. Maybe I should use the right hand, actually, since I just realized I'm doing left. So just flip it over, or here. Sorry guys, I'm normally a lefty. Alright, in case you're wondering. But I can do both, and I know most of you out there are righties. So let's just fold this the other way. Okay. Now I'm going to go from the back to the front. And then from this side, I'm going to go front. You really have to maneuver it front to back. I'm going to get this yarn over it, and pull through every single loop all the way to the other side. And then I'm going to do a chain, but pull it all the way through to fasten off. Like that. So now we have our ear. Cute. Okay, so I'm going to offline do the other ear, and then we're going to get back and do the nose. Okay, so far we have the head, we have the 2 antlers, and now we have the 2 ears. So next, what we have to work on is the reindeer nose. So I've got my red yarn here. We got to start again with this magic loop. So wrap around your finger twice. Hold down with your middle finger there. Put the hook under the 3 pieces. Pull this piece here under these 2. And then we're going to yarn over and pull through that loop. And then we're going to remove this off at the finger. So now we're going to be doing 5 single crochet stitches into this back loop. We're going to keep track of where we are using this marker that the kit has provided us. So to start, we're going to have to build the height of the round. So yarn over and chain 1, and then we're going to do 5 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then I'm going to close this magic loop by pulling this end piece to see which loop goes in first. The front one is, so I'm going to grab the end here and I'm just going to pull it out until all of it disappears, until the back loop disappears into the loop. And then once I am at a stopping point here, I'm going to grab this end piece and pull it so then the front loop disappears. And then after that is complete, I'm going to count back 5 stitches and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stick the hook into that 5th stitch there. Yarn over and pull through all loops. And then we're going to mark off that last stitch using this marker here. Put it through front and back loops. Okay. And then we'll move on to the second round here, which is basically 5 single crochet stitches. Very easy peasy. I like it. So let's build the height of the round, chain 1, and then we can do 5 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to flip the good side outside. I'm going to remove this marker here. We don't need it anymore. Inside, outside. And I'm going to count 5 stitches and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Then we're going to do a slip stitch. Oops, I lost it. Okay, 5. And then we're going to need a long tail again. So I'm going to cut this one away. And then we're going to yarn over, pull that all the way through, and then tighten it up. Okay. So now we have all of our pieces here. Before, let's see what the instructions say. I'm just gonna whip out my needle just in case. But the instructions now say, sew the nose and head between round 6 and round 9. Okay. So I want to pick a good side. This side is where we did our slip stitches. So let's try to use a completely opposite side here. So here we have this. And then we gotta sew the nose on between 6 and 9. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is row 6. 7, 8, 9. This is 9. So between these two. So it's just going to plop right here in the middle. Oh, I'm going to have to recount this because I need to stuff this in here. So this piece as well is a bit tiny that I don't think I need to stuff it. I try to stuff every piece, but some of these is really unnecessary, you know. Did I put on the needle? Okay. So now you're going to take your plastic needle here and we're going to feed through this red yarn. I'm going to tie it once after that just to get a knot going. Let's count this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm just going to, let's just stick this here and let's go. So if this is 6, 7, 8, 9, it's between these two. So I'm going to slip this in here like this. And it's going to pull up this bottom, at the bottom there, just so that I'm already getting this in. I'm going to slip it through this stitch on right across from this, as you see here. And then I'm just going to start sliding this through. And here we have our nose. Now it seems pretty secure. Let's just go all the way around and make sure this nose is in there. So I am going to go in here and then come up from the other side of that stitch and go through this one here. And then I'm just gonna find moments. They don't really have an instruction as to how to do this. Just feel it out. Okay. And I honestly don't think there's no right and wrong. So now that I went all the way around, let's try to close this off. I'm going to put it through the head like this. And then I'm going to loop it into this one time like that to kind of give it a knot. And then I'm pulling it as tight as I can. Maybe I should have done it twice. Let me see if I can loosen it up after I just tightened it. Okay. One more time. And then pull it. That will tighten it up. So then I'm going to cut this about here like that. And then I'm going to grab my crochet hook. I'm going to come up from inside here. I want to try to actually fish it through this nose. Let's try to get up in there and get through that nose like that. I want to try to grapple this little excess piece, and I'm going to fish it through the nose and fish it through the head to make sure that disappears. And then we're good. We got the nose in. So here's our nose. Let's see what the next steps are. Next, we have to sew the horns on. Place them at the center of the head between rounds 2 and 5 of the head. And I don't mind doing the nose and the horns, assuming the ears, because it's going to help me frame where the eyes can go. That's the other thing too. It tells you where to put the eyes, but it's kind of a range of where you can put the eyes. I would rather have all these pieces on here so that I can identify the space for the eyes. Okay, so when you put these on, make sure the bigger part is towards the inside and the smaller part is towards the outside. So we have it like this. Now you see how it said long tails for both parts? Looking at this, you don't need 2. So I'm just going to actually fill this cavity with that one excess piece. That'll give it some filler, but it's really not needed. And then just to make sure, I'm going to take this hook and just push it down there even more. Okay. Then I'm going to grab my needle. Just going to remove the red yarn on here. And then I'm going to take the needle and thread the brown yarn inside here. Give it a knot. Alright, so between rounds 2 and 5 of the head. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have to slip it around here. Just taking a look at this. So let's try to get it at the very side of it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's slip it in between here. Like we did to the nose, we're going to use these 2 rows. Start from the bottom up. And let's see, we can see maybe that might be a little too close to the nose. So let's move one over. Okay. And so that's going to bring, oh, okay, make sure you know what side this on. It's going to flip it like this. We don't want that. So we're actually going to go top down. So top down. And it's going to naturally, you just find where your end piece is. So it's already at the top, the bigger side. And we want the bigger side on top, the smaller side on the bottom. So it makes more sense to go from top to bottom so that it lands right where we need it. Okay. And then, like I did before, I'm just going to go straight across and put this needle in the stitch straight across. Go. Okay, and then I'm going to pull this. Oh, wait, let me make sure it's in the right spot here. Well, not straight across. Darn it. Yeah, where I had it was good. You just got to see where you think it's going to lie. It's just going to have to be looking and gauging for yourself. You could always undo it if you don't like where it lands. So here is where it's landing. And I'm happy with it. So I'm going to go around this whole thing. I'm going to go from up and into the next stitch over. And we're going to do this all the way around. Again, there's no real strategy to this. I'm just really trying to stick this into enough stitches to get this to anchor to the head, secure it on there. And again, like, I want to put more stuffing. This is not enough stuffing in the head. Everything's caving in. And granted, I am putting pressure on the head, but I can feel it. It's not enough to just cover the bottom of the head. Maybe all of the head, they should have said. All of the head, they should have said. That rhymes. Alright, I think this might be the last piece. I just gotta find a spot to get up into. Go. Okay. So this is pretty secure, you guys. So now what I'm going to want to do is put this in one more time. Have it come up through something here. And we're going to go back into this loop one more time. So when we tighten it, we can create a knot. Try to push this down even more. Tight, tight, tight. Alright, so we don't need this whole thing here. I'm going to cut it off. Then I'm going to take my hook, go into the bottom of the head, come up through the head into this, next to this, maybe we can get it in the antler too. Let's see. Right here. Then I'm going to take the hook and we're going to pull this in, make it disappear into that head. There you go. So we got one antler put on. Now we're going to do the other one. But again, I'm going to take this and feed it into here. We don't need two of those. And I hate wasting yarn, you guys. I don't appreciate that. They really should have said part 1, you don't need a long tail. It is what it is. Okay. So just going to remove this off of here. And the hard part is to get this symmetrical, so we'll see what we can do. Feed this through the needle. Tie it up. Okay. Remember, the bigger side is going to be on the inside and the smaller part is going to be on the outside. So we have to count 2, 1, 2, and it's going to start somewhere here. 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. So it's between these two, and I want to try to make it as even as I can. So, what was I? 1, 2. Just looking at it from above. think I need to put it through here and here. And then I'm going to take this. Okay. And then just take a look at it. Make sure that it's nice and even. So now I'm going to find moments to stick this needle in and have it come up through there and then go through a stitch. We're going to go all the way around doing this. Okay. A hard time finding a good spot to come up from. Okay. Then we have to just slip this in here. And then I'm going to put this in here one time, tighten it up, I'm going to cut this off, and then I'm going to go from underneath up through the head into this antler, and then we're going to slip that excess. Oops, I lost it. And slip this excess through the head, have it disappear. So now we have our antlers. Okay. So now we have to sew on the ears to the head, slightly below the horns. Going to remove this now and slip on the ear. So we need to slip this in right about here, make it look like that. So from right underneath this antler, I'm just going to stick this here, and I'm going to just need to find a moment to stick this through. And we're going to see what it looks like. So here it is like this. Let's come up here. I want to kind of pinch it closer to the antler. So I'm going to go from one side to the other. And I'm going to find a moment. Well, let's just start with this because it's getting really tight here. Let's do that. And then what I'm going to want to do is find a moment in here. And I'm going to go this way. Let's stick it up here. Go out through the other side. Like this. Just want to make sure that, so when I pull that, see, it kind of gets closer to the antler. And then I can just probably finish this off. It really doesn't need to be, let's see, maybe I can attach it better on the underside just to make sure that it's in there. So let's put this, you know, again, it's all a matter of just fishing it through. There's no real right way to do this. Okay. So at least got the bottom anchored. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to find a moment in here. Come back up and around. And I'm going to go through this loop one time. Create a knot. Tighten it up. I'm going to cut off some of this. And then what I'm going to do, again, go from the bottom of the head up. I'm going to fish this through into the head, make it disappear. Oh, and then I lost it. I'm sorry if it's all over the frame, you guys. But you kind of get what I'm doing. Okay. And then we're going to do the other ear. And I'm going to put the eyes last. I mean, this is all working out. It's not like I need to stop what I'm doing and do the eyes right away. Sometimes the instructions will make you rely on the location of the eyes. So that's when I would put the eyes in first. But it seems they're all independent. But I feel like once you put in the big pieces, you'll be able to figure out better where the eyeballs will work and not look too bad. So again, I just want to put this right under here. So I am going to go in here and come back up. Oh, and I kind of pulled out that excess, which is not a good thing. So we'll have to fix that. But let's put this in here. Okay. Then I'm going to work the back. Yeah, I kind of pulled that piece out. I didn't realize that was the excess piece. You can just go back in with the hook and pull that back in there. And then I'm going to go back in with this. Come up. And I'm going to find a moment in here. And then I'm just going to want to do the same thing on this side. Come up towards the antler so that I have something, a location to pull towards too. I actually broke a cotton. Let's just cut this. Okay. Then I'm going to pull this through. I'll go in this way actually, so I can tuck that in front to back. I'm pulling it close to the antler so it's like the other side. And then I think I'm just going to secure this back piece here. And then I'm going to just slip this somewhere one more time. And I'm going to call it. Right, this is tight. And it's not really. Okay. Again, cut off the rest of it. Come in from underside up to the ear somewhere. Grab it, slip it through. And then we're done with that. Before I sew in the eyes, let me go in here. This is bothering me. Let's like, you know, fix this excess pieces. I'm just gonna take the green and run it inside the green areas to make it disappear. And it's in the back anyway, so you're not gonna really see it. And then we're going to do the same thing for the red. But it's kind of exposed, so you got to kind of try to work it in neatly. And then I'm going to leave that this piece free because I'm still going to fill the head with more stuffing once I finish all of the 5 characters. You guys, we only have Santa left after this. I'm not sure if I'm going to be posting Santa today. Maybe I'll just post it tomorrow, Christmas Day. I know it's late, but things just got really busy real quick with work and everything. So maybe you can have it for next year at least. But I'm going to sew on the eyes now. Like I said, I don't want to use the plastic ones because they are a choking hazard. So I'm going to grab some black that I have here. Just going to grab enough for me to make the eyes. Okay. Then if we go back to the head instructions, it does say between rows 6 and 7 about 4 stitches apart. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So between, it'll be right here. And you know what? I don't like that. I want it to be between 5 and 6. So that's exactly what I'm saying. So, and if we did do 4 stitches apart to 4, it would be around here. Do I like that? Okay, yeah, that's fine for me. So that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, you really want to gauge it and put it where you think is going to look better. Try not to get the stuffing and like I just did. But I'm going to tie one end. Try to make it as close to the end piece as possible. Like that. And then I'm going to do this. I'm going to go over this one more time. I'm going to try to tuck in those stuffing pieces with the needle. But I'm just going to go over this one more time. And then I'm going to, don't pull it all the way. I'm going to show you how I finish off the eye. So we got that. I'm going to have this go through once. And that's how I've pretty much been doing. We're going to tighten this up here. And then because we're just going to go across the way, I'm not going to cut this off. I'm going to take advantage and count through 4 stitches out to the other side. And then I'm just going to do the same thing that we did on the other side there. So we're going to go through this once. Like that. And then we're going to do it one more time and fasten off. Like this. Okay. And then don't pull it all the way. I'm going to do the same thing. Pull it, put it through that loop. And we're going to tighten this up. And once it's tightened, I'm going to cut off the yarn, and from the bottom of the head up to the eye, let's find a moment where, okay, so this side, and we're going to pull that excess through into the head, and there we have our stinking cute little reindeer. Oh my gosh, you guys, I cannot. So I'm gonna pull out for you guys, you know what, actually not in this video, in the last video where we do Santa, I'm gonna whip out all the 5 characters and show it to you. That way it would be a nice reveal. But here is our reindeer. Look at this cute creation. Does it look the same? I mean, obviously the eyes don't. And I did move the eyes a level up. It would be a level down. And I don't know. I just don't want it to be cross-eyed. I feel like if it's too close to the nose, it will look a little weird to me. But yeah, so this is it. And then next video, we're going to do the last character, which is Santa. I guess it'll be fitting because it'll be Christmas Day, Santa dropping by gifts and everything. But here it is, you guys. Thank you so much for watching and catching this video. Hopefully I'll be able to punch out the Santa video. I hope you guys have a happy holiday, whatever holiday it is you're celebrating out there. If not, hope that you're having a good break, because everybody usually just takes off for this holiday, even though they don't celebrate it. So, thank you so much for watching. This is IsmsbyJBM. Please share, like, and subscribe for future videos, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks. Bye.